Delilah was the kind of woman people whispered about in admiration and envy. Powerful, intelligent, and breathtakingly beautiful, she had built a reputation as one of the most formidable businesswomen in the industry. Deals that seemed impossible for others came easily to her. She knew how to persuade, how to make people feel seen, how to make them trust her. But she wasn't in the business of trust. She was in the business of winning. Her latest target was David, a rising star in a rival company. He was everything she needed: brilliant, ambitious, and unfortunately, too trusting. Delilah had done her research. She knew he valued integrity, that he was passionate about his work, and that he had a weakness for strong, confident women. So, she positioned herself in his world effortlessly. She accidentally ran into him at a high-end conference, started engaging in deep conversations about business, and before long, she was the woman he confided in. David fell fast. He saw Delilah as someone different from the cutthroat business executives he was used to. She listened to him, laughed at his jokes, and asked about his dreams. He thought he had found someone who understood him. Meanwhile, Delilah carefully planted seeds, steering their conversations towards his company's future, the upcoming deals, and most importantly, the information she needed. She played the role well, acting hesitant, showing concern. "David, I shouldn't even be asking this. But you trust me, right?" she would say softly, eyes filled with a sincerity that wasn't real. And David, believing she was different, would reveal just a little more each time. It was all too easy. The moment she got what she needed, Delilah moved fast. She secured her deal, crushing David's company in the process. The headlines were all about her brilliance, her unmatched strategy. She was celebrated. But David, he was devastated. When he confronted her, his voice was raw with betrayal. "You used me." Delilah, dressed in her usual sharp elegance, tilted her head, studying him. She didn't want to lie, so she didn't. "It's just business, David." She expected him to lash out, to curse her name. Instead, he just looked at her, eyes filled with something worse: disappointment. "I trusted you." His voice cracked. "I cared about you." For the first time, something inside Delilah wavered. But she ignored it. He would recover. He was smart. He would move on. And she had won. Or so she thought. Success felt different this time. The power, the admiration, it was all there, but it felt hollow. There were no real friendships, no one she could call without suspicion in their voice. The men who once pursued her only wanted the status she carried. The partners she worked with respected her, but they didn't trust her. And trust, that was something she had never valued until she realized she had none. One evening, as she sat alone in her luxurious office, she stumbled upon an interview, David's interview. He was talking about the betrayal, but he wasn't bitter. Instead, he spoke about how the experience had led him to rediscover his faith. "I lost a lot," he admitted, "but I found something greater: peace. I forgave her, not because she deserves it, but because I refused to let bitterness control me." Delilah's breath caught. Forgiveness. After everything she had done, for the first time in a long time, she felt something she couldn't shake: regret. She had spent years perfecting the art of persuasion, mastering the game of power, but at what cost? She turned off the screen and stared at her reflection in the glass window. The city lights stretched out beneath her, a kingdom she had built. And yet, it felt so empty. Her voice barely above a whisper, she asked herself the question she had spent years avoiding. Was it worth it? Tears welled in her eyes, but she quickly blinked them away. She had everything she had ever wanted. And yet, she had nothing at all. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button on your screen now and join us on this journey of discovering the mysteries and wisdom of the Bible in a way you've never